welcome back. So nice to see you. I'm glad that you are here. I'm really excited about this video. Actually, I have a couple videos coming up that I'm really excited about. I've got some clothing that I want to share with you. I have a household tool that I purchased that I want to share with you. And I'm also planning on getting my card readings up, either a live or a 3-pile pick-a-pile sometime this week if I'm able to. We're in the middle of a storm. It's supposed to last until tomorrow night. We're supposed to get slammed with snow, slushy, icy snow. Anyway, let's get on to this video. I've got some new products for you to show you, and I have some products that I've been using, and I want to give you just a quick update on that. But I need to put on some more lippy. I am so loving this lipstick. I told you I was putting it by my bedside, and I did that. So when I get a chance to put it on, like when I do a YouTube video, I put it on. The first thing that I wanted to tell you guys is when I did my Per Bell video, I showed you some samples that they sent me, and one of the samples that I said I was going to use was the Refresh Cleansing Foam. Well, I used it. The sample, I mean, I didn't use gobs of it because I wanted to make it last. It works amazing. You do not put this on your face. You put it on your fingers with warm water, and you lather it up in your fingers, and then you lather it all over your face, and it takes off every bit of my makeup, including my eye makeup if I want to get it over my eyes. But I generally don't do that. I generally take my eye makeup off first, and then I use the cleanser on my face. So I am going to be reordering this cleansing foam. It's called Refresh Cleansing Foam by Per Bell. I'm going to order some. When it comes in, I will show you the packaging. The second thing, the Clarins Total Eye Lift. You know, it hasn't been that long that I've been using this. I've only been using this since, well, it'll be a week tomorrow that I have been using the Clarins. And when I looked in the mirror this morning, maybe it's because I feel rested, but I could have sworn that my under eyes and my crow's feet look a tiny bit diminished. And you know what I've been doing? Because I end up pumping a little bit more out than I should. I've been putting it over my lip, and I've been also putting it up like a T right here. I adore this product. Yes, it's pricey, but you do not need a lot. I'm going to make sure this goes back downstairs. The other product that I told you that I've been using, the Extra Firming Day Cream from Clarins. I can see through it, and I'm down to about here with it. So this is a sample, and I priced it. It is pricey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this tube, and then I'm going to finish my other creams that I have, and I will be reordering this, even though it's expensive. I like it even better than the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I got another Holy Hydration Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. I used my whole entire container. I showed you guys that it was just about gone, and I was putting it in my empties when it was gone, and I finished it, and I purchased another one because I love this. Now, some people have mentioned that when they take it out, it's not whipped. It's kind of like chunky, but what I do is I press it between my fingers, and let my fingers warm it all up to get the little chunks out. And then I smear it all over my face. And I even smear it over my eyes, and it does not bother my eyes. I adore this stuff. I prefer it over the Elemis. It is not expensive. I will link it down in the description, and you guys can check it out along with the price. They allowed me, with my e.l.f. order, to pick a couple samples. Sun Touchable Whoa Glow e.l.f. Skin Sample. This is SPF 30 sunscreen. Here, let me show you. I don't know if you've tried this yet or not. It has kind of a, almost like a very, very light foundation color to it, which I think is nice, because then you know you're getting your, you're covering your skin with it. I like the smell. It almost smells like copper tone. That was what I used for sunscreen when I used it, when I was younger. And copper tone did not make me break out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try this on my skin. And if I have a flare-up, then I know it's not a mineral sunscreen. I prefer mineral sunscreens. Let me see if it says it on the box. Reapply every 2 hours. Be honest with me. How many of you apply sunscreen every 2 hours on top of your makeup? Does that make sense to you? I mean, I would do it if I were out in the sun. That's why there's a color to this. It's a makeup primer too. And this is the Sheer Peach Shimmer. Really, that's why I like that glow. Okay. I'm going to stick this aside because I want to try it underneath my makeup. And it's also a primer, so that's a plus. I had to order my husband some Orthoflex inserts. It's a long story, but he has to wear these special inserts for his feet. And prior to the pandemic, they cost $400 and insurance would not pay for them. Well, he's had to have them replaced. Now, you would think for $400 that he should not have to replace them ever. What they say is to send them back. They will fix them or replace them for a second time for $50. But then after that, you got to order a brand new pair. And I was like, I don't think we should do that. So he researched and he found Orthoflex. So I ordered some for him, and they threw in 2 of these heel insert pads. And I like these. They're black. I took these because these are what I'm going to put in the heel of my new pumps, my black pumps that I bought, which I'm so excited to wear, and I will be showing you an outfit with them on in the future in an upcoming video. I have 2 outfits that I want to share with you. So I'm going to put these aside. Let's get on to the new arrivals that came in the mail this week so far. I ordered a new makeup sponge. I had ordered some from Amazon. They came in a bag. I gift them, I used to gift them in what I would call these pamper packages. And I had one left. This is it. I don't like the shape of it. I'm not going to tell you what this reminds me of, but you use your imagination. It's just too stiff. I like to be able to, I like to feel the sponge, you know, like Beauty Blender. I love that sponge, but I'm not going to pay 20 bucks. I did it once, I'm not going to do it again. But I wanted one comparable. This one is going in my trash. I broke out one of my sponges from e.l.f. I ended up winning a giveaway, and this was in it. And I really like this sponge. But I wanted to try a different style. Now, I have some other sponges tucked away, but they're very similar to the one I just showed you, and they're stiff. So I'll use those when, you know, these get ruined. But this is the e.l.f. Angled Silicone Face Sponge. And I already took it out of the packaging. I just wanted to show you the packaging. And I moistened it. This is about how big it is. I love the color. Mint is one of my very favorite colors. I love that it's angled and there are two flat sides. There's also a flat tip. And then you can turn it around. And the bottom is stiffer, whereas this is squishy. So you can bounce, you know, areas in, like after you put your blush on, you can go back and bounce. Oh, I can't wait to try this tonight. And it is nighttime. I got out this morning early and I got my jobs done so I could come home and, you know, brave this storm. The other thing that I purchased is the L'Oreal Paris Magic Perfecting Base. I got this off of Amazon as well. I saw Rockstar Mom, Patty, use this. I believe her name is Patty. And I was really wowed by it. So I went right on Amazon and it cost me approximately 12 bucks. This sponge cost me $2 at Walmart, the e.l.f. sponge. $2 as opposed to 20 if I got the original Beauty Blender. And this cost me $12 and change. I even went on Walmart to see if I could get it cheaper, and I could not. And then I got this. I ordered this foundation weeks ago, probably 3 weeks ago. And, or maybe it was 2, but it feels like 3. I saw one video on this about a month ago. And I said, you know, that's something that I would really like to try for a foundation. Well, it came in the mail yesterday. And last night I went on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram to see, you know, about this foundation. And you would not believe it's new and it came out about 4 months ago. And I had no idea. So I just want to let you know I was not influenced. I just went on to Google and Googled new foundations. And this was one of the ones that came up. And I'm going to be polite with Polite Society. More Than a Pretty Face Skin Caring Foundation. And you guys all know how I feel about SPF and skincare and all of that in my foundation. I don't care. I apply my own skincare and I'm going to start using sunscreen. I'm going to be a big girl, put my big girl panties on. I'm going to start using sunscreen. I think that I'm blue in the face with the amount of videos that I've watched about sunscreen. And my arms have been twisted. So I will be doing it. I got the color Light Neutral. And this is the bottle. If you have not seen it, I'm sure you have. Look at how it fits in my hands. It's like, oh my gosh, this company that's been around for a while, the two guys that founded Too Faced, created this. It's made in the USA, and the USA has had some dinosaur eggs. That's what I feel like. Oh, I just love it. The cap, let's see. Yep, the cap just pulls right off. You know, I I never know if I'm supposed to twist or whatever, but it just pulls right off. Okay, this might be a challenge for me because my hands have a little bit of arthritis, but you know what? I'm doing a video. If I wasn't doing a video, it would pop right off. And I'm going to show you what the shade looks like, and I hope this is the right shade. I think I should shake it a little bit because it is very liquidy. You know what, guys? I'm going to rub this on my hand. I could have probably gone lighter, but summer is coming. What do you think? I'm going to try it inside my arm right here. Maybe not. Maybe it isn't too dark. Maybe it's because I just had so much of it. It is luxurious feeling. And it does have a sheen to it. You can see it. So let me tell you just a little bit about the foundation. I was reading the box. And it says it's a clean formula. It's vegan, kindness, niacinamide, honesty, willow bark for brightening. The niacinamide is for minimizing pores. No parabens, cruelty-free, no mineral oils, D5 free, alcohol, no alcohol except cocktails, and no trolls. I love that. But I didn't know what D5 free meant, so I looked it up. D5 free, as of January 31st, 2020, it went into effect that any wash-off cosmetics or products like shampoos or cleansers could not have cyclomethicone or cyclopentasiloxane in the product. And since when you're cleansing your face and you're taking off your makeup, it does go down the sink, I guess it does include foundation. So it doesn't have any of those products in it. And it's not that it's necessarily harmful to us on our skin, but it's harmful for the environment, which to me doesn't make any sense because I'm part of the environment. So if it's harmful for the environment, it's also harmful for me. So I'm glad that that was banned and is not allowed anymore. All right, let's put on the foundation and get to chatting about why do I always feel at 64 or any age that I am doing something wrong. I mean, I feel like it's either I'm around critical people and I feel that way, or I'm feeling that way inside of myself. And I wanted to get to the root of that. I wanted to get to the root of why I feel like I'm doing something wrong all the time, or I'm saying something wrong, or I'm acting wrong. And I'm going to get into a little bit of why this subject came up in my life, because I'm sure that some of you can relate. I put all my skincare on earlier because I was going to do this video this afternoon, but I just was tired and I wanted to just sit and do nothing except for what I had to do here. So my skincare has definitely had a chance to sink in. It feels really good. But I want to try this Magic Perfecting Base by L'Oreal. And what this is it smooths lines, hides pores, and banishes imperfections. It wears on your skin all day. It can be used like a primer, but you don't put it all over your face. You only put it in the areas that you want to hide. And that kind of fits into a little bit of what I'm trying to say in our chat today. Let's see if I can get this out. Now, Patty said that this might be discontinued, but I didn't have a problem finding it. And I didn't look in the stores. It says use under any foundation. Apply each morning on bare skin or after moisturizer has absorbed. Apply dot by dot and blend in a gentle circular motion. It does say to use it over the whole face or targeted areas. So you can do both. I was wrong. I stand corrected. You could use it under the eye to smooth over fine lines, around the nose and cheeks to minimize the appearance of pores and blemishes, on the T-zone for a matte result, wear alone for a flawless matte finish, or apply under foundation. When Patty put this on, it did not look like it would look nice alone. And there's no color. It's all one standard color. So let's try this. I'm going to take my glasses off and I'm going to zoom you guys in. It doesn't really have a smell. So I'm just going to stick it almost feels like it's a little sticky. So I'm going to do under my eyes first. I'm actually really excited about this. And I would like to thank Rockstar Mom for, she said that she used to use this all the time. And she decided to get a new container of it. I've watched a lot of her videos and I didn't ever see her talk about this. So I'm putting it under my eyes. I want to say if it feels almost like a filler. And I've used those filler type products in the past. But it's very smoothing. I'm going to put some where my crow's feet are. The other thing, you guys, is I've been using my front-facing camera, and it's not as crisp as my back-facing camera. I researched that too. Google Pixel got rid of their autofocus on their front-facing camera. So I have to manually focus every single time I want to focus. So if I bring my face in real close, it doesn't automatically focus. And that, I was so upset when I read that because I would not have gotten this phone. And this is my third Pixel. And I love the camera on this phone for taking pictures, but not really very happy about the feature that they took away. I wish I had known that. But, I had a free upgrade and I didn't want the Pro. So I'm stuck with it now. And if my YouTube channel grows and grows, I'm going to be getting a more professional video camera. Because I want to be doing other things. All right. If I could teach myself how to do this, I can teach myself how to do all that other stuff too. I guess I will put some up here. Honest to gosh, you guys, this is amazing. Patty was right. One other thing I've got to show you. Remember my video that I did the other day on the Miracle Flawless Skin Foundation from MCO Beauty. Look what happened. I went to use it the other day, the day after the video. Look, there's the pump. You can see where it was stuck inside the cap. And the weird thing is I went to use it and I accidentally slipped with my hand and the lid came off. So when I was screwing and screwing and screwing and screwing and it kept on going, it got itself back on. I tried the pump and it does work. So we're back in business. I don't know if it was my fault. I don't want to get the company into trouble, but anyway, let's get some of this foundation on. And I have a guilty conscience, I'll tell you, because in the time that I was kind of incognito, watching lots of movies and things like that, I skipped around YouTube a little bit, didn't really say too much. I'm not putting my makeup on correctly. I'm putting it on the way I've always put it on my whole entire life. And I finally, I don't know if it's because I was stuck in that conditioning, but I understand now that it is more important to get your eyebrows on, your eye makeup on before you put on your foundation. So I'm going to try to ease into that because you know how conditioning is, talking about perfectionism and why do I do everything wrong? Yeah, so I'll be doing that. You don't need a lot of this from what I understand. So I think I'm going to use my trusty little other magnifying mirror. This makes for a great palette. And I'm going to put one pump. That's quite a bit. And I'm just going to do one side of my face. Oh, you know what? I hope this doesn't oxidize. I always go around my nose with my finger because I watch too many people put foundation on, and then when they pat it in, you can see that they didn't get in the crease of their nose. Look at that tone. Does that look too dark or yellow for me? I'm looking in my mirror. Let's take my new sponge, which I'm really excited to use, and I'm going to pounce this in. I try to go up my nose, but not the other side, so you guys can see the difference. And then I'm just going to bring it down. Now I'm pouncing. I am pouncing. This I can tell you if this is full coverage. Let's try covering up this right here and this right here. I'm not going to put any foundation over my eyes. I don't want to do that. All right, so this is without, and this is with. I will list in the description how much I paid for this. I believe it was $39. It has a nice, very gentle smell. Nothing but that, you know, not sickening. It has a very soft feel to it. I can understand where it's polite. It's a polite foundation. I'm going to use just probably a half a pump and dot that. I could get away with, I'm using a sponge, so that absorbs a lot of foundation. Probably should have used a brush because that's my preference, but I wanted to try this new sponge. Okay, let's get back to the conversation here. So what happened was when I was kind of incognito and I wasn't creating as many videos, I was watching other people's videos, and I started to get depressed. I started to get depressed because, you know, their videos just seem so much better than mine. And this is the color that I'm using on my eyes. Right here. It's the Twilight. I'm using my Twilight palette. And I'm only going to do a one color. But I started to get depressed. I was like, you know, what am I doing wrong? You know, I haven't, every time I go to try to use music, I get a copyright strike, and then I have to delete my videos. And I know about YouTube Video Library, but I can't seem to find the music that I like. And, you know, maybe I need to upload VN Editor onto my laptop and stop using it on my phone. And my mind spirals. And I don't like that feeling anymore. I don't like it. It's crazy making. And I will do the same thing with when somebody talks to me. Like if my husband comes home from work and he starts talking about, oh, he was talking to this dude, and you know, this guy's going to be retiring, and you know, his wife has this great job, and so he hasn't had to work as much. And I'm thinking, well, I don't respect that. I know we live in a different world. But if the two fox that are romping all over my yard, that are husband and wife, and she's pregnant, and he's killing mice, and this is no lie, we watched it, and he's killing mice, and he's dropping the mice at her feet to eat the mice. What does that tell you? It's just, I feel like it's backwards. That's just the feeling that I get. No right or wrong. It's just backwards. And because of that, because women have wanted to do it all, you know, have these corporate jobs. Believe me, I wanted that. I had it for a year. And a couple of other jobs for a year. It's almost like we bite off our nose to spite our faces, because we have so many other things that we take on. And then the other party will slide on something instead of pitch in. And I'm just the kind of person where I'll be like, oh yeah? Oh yeah? Okay, great. I just won't work as much. I won't work as much. Gonna be that way? If I'm gonna have to do everything else, I just won't work as much. That's that's the way I am. And then I'll sit back and I'll go, what is wrong with me? You know, what am I doing wrong? And I will spiral downward. So the consensus on all of this is, I need to stop comparing in all veins. I need to stop comparing myself. I need to stop comparing what other people say, period. Because everybody's life is different. And is asking the question in your mind, what is it that I'm doing wrong, is a form of perfectionism. Because right there, when you ask that question, you are telling yourself you are not good enough. So the best thing that we can do is to let everybody say what they're going to say. Let everybody have the YouTube channels that are, you know, perfection, you know, as a sign of being a workaholic or an overachiever. Let them all do that. Let them all say that. Let them all be that. Because at the end of the day, all you have is you. And you are responsible for you. And when that spiral down feeling happens, like, oh no, I'm not in the same financial status as Jane Doe. Oh no, I don't look as beautiful as, you know, Sally Doe. You know, oh no, I don't, my job, you know, career isn't as great as so-and-so's. Or they're making top dollar, and why am I making this? Or they're so beautiful at their age, and look at me, I'm the same age. When we start to do that, we are telling ourselves that we are not enough. And we are. We are. We all are enough. And all the chattering voices out there are not going to be with you when you lay your head on your pillow at night at the end of the day. You are. And it gets worse when you get older, because you're not just looking at the here and now, you're projecting forward. You're planning. You've got this coming down the pike and that coming down the pike. So I'm here to tell you that no matter what, if you are doing your very best, you are enough. And even though the plan isn't perfect, or your channel isn't perfect, and on and on and on and on, your body, your hair, your whatever, there's still a universal plan for you. And it's your job and my job to trust that we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Nobody lives forever. So if you're watching this right now, today, you're okay right now. Hopefully. And I'm going to pray that you stay that way. All right, let's get on with this makeup. But let me know in the comments if you ever do that. Let me know if you're the kind of person that, you know, you say to yourself, I can't do anything right. When in fact, you probably are doing mostly everything right. It's a form of perfectionism. All right, I have my eyeshadow on. I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on, and I'm going to come right back. I wanted to come back on because I wanted to show you, this is this eye, this is this eye. I wanted to show you how I am applying this eyeliner. I'm using this very dark brown, very, very dark. It's called Cashmere. And I wet my angled brush, if you can see it, because there's no autofocus. And I'm going just along the base with the angle part of my eyelashes. The more I do this, the more I love wearing eyeshadow as an eyeliner. And if you want, you can take what's left on the brush and you can bring it just under your eye. Just not all the way over, just for a little definition. And then I have a little bottle of water, a little spray bottle I got at the dollar store. And I will spray my brush with this water because it just has eyeshadow on it. And I will take my paper towel and I will just rub my brush off on the paper towel and get, that was when I put it on really thick, and this was the smudging. So this is, you know, this is basically clean to be used again. One more thing that I want to show you. I have used this about a year ago and maybe a couple of times. This is the CoverGirl blush soft mink, and I used this in my Cosmic video. Let me just tell you something. This makes a gorgeous, gorgeous highlighter. So all I do is I take my powder blush brush, whatever one I'm using, and I just rub it in here. Smell that gorgeous Noxzema smell, and then I just gently put it over my blush. And if you have wrinkles, look at the sheen. Can you see my wrinkles? It's not like a highlighter because it's a blush, but it's the color. It's like a frost. Frost yourself. And then you can take a little bit and you can go down your nose. You can take a little bit. And this is so inexpensive. You're not paying 20 bucks for a highlighter. And it has just a hint of beautiful color to it. In fact, I don't think I'm going to buy any more highlighters. I think that I'm setting a boundary for myself. This is what I'm going to be using for a highlighter. I'm going to use up what I have in here, and if I don't like it, I'm going to, like the ones I have, I'm going to get rid of them, and this is what I'm going to be using for a highlighter. Because on my skin, it looks really nice, and I'm older. Is that all I wanted to tell you today? Let me show you my hair real quick. Next week, it's getting cut. I'm getting a little nervous, but I put it up, and I'm going to explain to you how I did this. Okay, I'm going to turn around. Do you see how it's higher right here? So it gives me some lift. This is what it looks like when I turn around. Okay. Under here, you can use a clean sock. You can use one of those acrylic things that, you know, you wrap your hair around to make a bun. I used a scrunchie. I put my hair in a ponytail, and then you pull the ponytail a little bit and you push, and I shove the scrunchie underneath it, and it stays like this. It doesn't have a tendency to fall. Whereas if I didn't use the scrunchie, I'd have to keep adjusting my clip. Like, I can even adjust it a little bit more right now, but it will stay like this. Okay, my friends, be well, be blessed, be beautiful, because you are. because there is nobody else on the planet like you. There is nobody else on the planet like you. And I'm glad you're on my planet. Until next time, bye-bye.